What's going on, everybody? Welcome. We're back. First live stream of 2023. And for the record, this means that there is 1 for me and 0 for better CP. Hello, everybody. Plato, first chatter in. Noah, I know I had to start early. The wife is already pissed about the whole flight and how long it's going to take. So I figured 10 minutes. We needed to start a little early. Hawks, that's a lot of nuts. Hello. Let me turn the sounds on. We are here in Westchester County Airport, White Plains. Hope you're all doing well. This is payware scenery for White Plains. I actually love this scenery. I wasn't sure which field to fly from. And then I did a flight earlier this morning, and the winds going down to Florida are terrible. I mean, the headwind is brutal. I was doing like 350 knots the whole way. So I was like, well, Kennedy would be closer. Boston is too far. Hartford is too far. So this is a happy medium there. You guys can go back to the Bahamas tomorrow. It's stream day today. There you go, Noah. Exactly. So we're here in the Phoenix A320. Going to fly down to Orlando. For the event, they want the traffic coming in between 10 and 11 p.m. So if we get ourselves going here, we should be good. I think if we play our cards right, we should be coming in right around that time. So let's get going. We're all doing well. It's been too long. I have been so busy. And I kind of apologize for not doing a stream up till now. But I kind of didn't. I don't know. Streaming is tough, man. It's, you know, if you can live stream ATC, that's easy money. That's easy street right there. Us pilots, we got to work for it, you know? White Plains MCO, that is correct. Gary B, Happy New Year. Glad to be along for the flight down to Orlando for our hypothetical cruise tomorrow. Nice. There you go. I like hypotheticals. Even better. Welcome. Hope you're all going to be joining us. Listen, this flight's going to be like 2.5 hours, so I need everybody to keep this from, if it gets super boring, if we're over Maryland and it's just like Noah's the only one talking, I'm gonna pretend the computer crashed and oops, the flight's gone. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's get going here. Let's file our flight plan with VATSIM. Last I checked, there was no air traffic control in New York. There is in Boston, but we didn't pick that field, so rip. JetBlue 495. CV pilot. We have been warned, indeed. Well, I mean, if Hawks is here, there's a good chance he'll be talking the entire time. I think we might be good there. Austin Index 30. This is 360. This for now. We already did winds, right? No, we did not. Request the winds. Cool. Return. Clear. Let's get our fuel in. Mass and balance. Oh, I forgot to load the flight in. Load it in. Got a lot to talk about. We can talk about the new Embraers. We can talk about Nomad stream last night. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, wait. That's not good. Can I change the time? Oh, right there. 01:15. Aha! Well, that's a little close. 01:35. Plenty of time. There we go. Phoenix, you still have to supply your own boarding completed. Oh, yes. Hold on. Boarding completed! I missed that lady. 11.7. The nice thing with the 7.9 with the Latin VFR with the mod on it is that lady's back. 30.8. That's the content I'm here for. Do the shtick, do the bit. All right, is there any ATC on? Atlanta, Boston, somewhere in Canada, Indy. Nope, we're on our own. So we're departing 1-6 today. Westchester 7 departure. Radar vector's white. Orlando is landing. I have to do the real one. Usually I just put in 3.6 right, do the lazy mode. ILS 3.5 right, so we'll take that for now. 3.5 right. Is it Seinfeld or the Get Out? Seinfeld to Leopard. Leopard. Insert. Good. Performance. Let's do that. One 6. It is dry last I checked. So. I feel it on the headwinds. I flew in last night from Hartford on a Frontier plane, and the plane didn't stop. Dude, it was brutal. I did a flight this morning, and I was like, oh my God. I did Boston to Orlando this morning, and it took like 3 hours and some change. 1:01. It was, and there is no worse feeling than when you've got like, you're doing 349 knots in an A320 at Mach 8.1. Feels bad, man. 47. A little low flex. 130. Cool. 244. Oof. Oof. Yeah. It's bad news bears when that kind of. I mean, I wish I could like just change the weather, but I think that's against VATSIM or something like that. Did you do any flights yesterday with the storm system that went through the southeast? Yes. Oh, I did a flight yesterday, LA to Fort Lauderdale. And I got into Fort Lauderdale about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. So it didn't really impact. When I flew into Fort Lauderdale, it wasn't much of an issue. I didn't see anything there. The other day when there was an issue with air traffic control in real life, my wife was like, did that affect, she saw the news, and she's like, did that affect your fake airplanes? Like, no. We don't simulate that. We'll simulate a lot of things, but not that. 30, I already forgot the cruising altitude. 36. Constraints up. Good. Boop, boop. That going. No ATC, so we will keep that in AOC. Receive messages. Oh my God, look at all the load sheets. Load sheet. Accept. Turn. Load sheet. Accept. Return. Load sheet. Accept. Return. Load sheet. Accept. Return. Alright, cool. Let's get the APU going. Start the most important thing in the world. Get my V-Blue credit for the flight. Our virtual airline that we fly for. That's good. Start. So here this is payware scenery for white planes. I really like the scenery a lot. It's kind of a pain to get in and out of white planes, and there's almost never any ATC here, but it's nice. All right, APU's going on. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Don't know what it could be, but waiting for the APU to come online. Come on, IRS. Oh, there we go. APU is on. That off. Ground services. Cargo door. Docks GPU. The IRS aligned. Come on, IRS. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. There's no ATC, right? I'm gonna call the tug. There it is. IRS is aligned. Go. IRS in alignment. Rank it. Lowest tug. Come on, JetBlue. Go, go, go. You got places to be. Very quiet in the cabin. All right. On. Parking brake released. And start her up. I would make a call out, but there's nobody here. Turning one. Oh God. Turn. This way, I think. Ooh, that was close. Almost on the grass. Stop. Stop. Parking brake on. Disconnect tug. See you later. Start on one, turning two. And let me get the ground chart up for Westchester. Opening on my other screen. I mean, I could open it in here. Just don't like it. For taxiing, anyway. However. And KHPN. It's pretty easy taxi. I just want to make sure I'm not going in the wrong direction. I am going in the correct direction. We're pointed well there. Engine 2 is coming on. Laps 1, slats. Engine 2. We got a good start on engine 2. Which one is it? That's not it. That is helpful. We haven't heard that yet today.
Before takeoff checklist, flaps are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. VC's flex temp, 128, 128, 131, flex 68, check for 829. Pitch trim is 0, check flight controls, check flight directors 1, FT2. You can take a memo.
Lots of terrain.
Take a blue, departure changes, no changes. Take a brief is off 29, schools 2. Nav checks out 20 is the initial.
I got it.
Lots of terrain.
Lots of terrain.
Come back will be the Isla Zulu 1-1 in the secondary.
1-1.
Complete. Camera crew advised packs are on. Or takeoff check is complete.
Left, check right.
Clear left.
Oh,
clear right.
Does anyone remember that guy? Remember his voice? I don't either. Westchester traffic, good evening. JetBlue 495, taxiing to runway 16, Westchester. It is foggy here in Westchester. If you... So we're taking off on 16 today, which will bring us over Long Island Sound, and then we, I believe, take a right turn. We're going radar vectors to white, so usually the way it works is take a big old right turn. Did they do this spot already today? So, we got to make an immediate right turn out of here, and then basically follow the Hudson River down. Okay. And we got to make sure we don't, annoy the rich people. So straight out, and then immediate right turn, banking in, and then it's basically out there, and then white is going to be over there. So. We'll use the, hopefully we can see the river. Based on the clouds, though, I'm going to guess that we're not going to be able to see the weather. I think this is where we need to go. And we're going to need all the runway here. This is a very short runway. Westchester traffic, JetBlue 495 departing runway 16, Westchester 7 departure, Westchester. Okay. Hold it right there. Good. 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 All right, we're ready. Here we go. Manflex SRS, blue, green. Now, we're not going to see anything here with the visual. Hopefully I'll be able to not mess this up. I mean, Noah not mess this up. Crispy's alive. D1. Rotate. Positive rate, you're up. Oh, it's actually drawn for me. Engaging sheet mode. By Westchester. Already can't even see it. Nothing to see here, folks. I see a cloud. Yes, correct. That's about right. Oh no, Noah! All right, flying this by hand. Autopilot not working. Cool. Everything's fine. I'm following the magenta line here, or the green line, whatever you want to call it. Speed is... There we go. Noise canceling headphones coming on. And there you go. It wouldn't be a live stream for me if I couldn't see anything but clouds, thus making it the most extremely boring flight ever. There's no ATC, right? Westchester traffic, JetBlue 495, clear runway 16, final call, Westchester. All right, so ordinarily, I'd be looking out the window now for the Hudson River because we're going to go direct to White. It's always comforting to be looking out the window with the alarms coming from the cockpit, right? Everything's fine. I think I'm going to give it about, I don't know, 7 more Mississippi, and then we'll go direct to White. Every time I've flown out of White Plains, I feel like they usually let you fly in the direction for a little bit because the sit out of here on the Westchester 7 departure. 16, fly heading 163 to 800 feet, then climbing right, turn heading 330, maintain 3000, already blew past that. Do not exceed 190 knots till established on heading 320. Probably should have read that before. Okay, well. Oh, actually I can cheat. On Navigraph I can see where I am. This is fine. We're still over Westchester, maybe Orange, somewhere in Orange County, New York. But I'm going to go direct. Well, we'll go direct White now. Forget it. Direct to White should make us a nice left turn. It's perfect. Sir. There we go. Man, the clouds look good though. Does look very nice. Oh, sorry.
This is going great.
Oh, not that.
Fitness.
That's what I want. Clean up the flaps. Clean up the slats. Okay. Yes, this is an Airbus. That's everything we needed to do now, basically. Well, not everything. I still got to turn off the landing lights and set standard pressure at some point, but we'll get there. Oh, we're in the air. And let's see here. Take a look at Vatastic. So the event tonight is a fly into Orlando. There's us, so we're good there. There's no air traffic control in New York, no air traffic control in D.C. So right now, we won't have ATC till we get into Jacksonville. There's only one controller. Wow. And 92 arrivals. Oh, and what's his name is on approach there. Kind of a friendly voice. Anyway, 92 arrivals in Orlando is a lot of stinking arrivals. But a lot of the traffic is already in the air. But the thing is, they wanted the traffic coming in between 10 and 11 o'clock. If you go to fly-in, see, they say here, time on target is between 10 and 11 p.m. Eastern time. But MCO will be staffed from 8 to 11. So I don't know if people just didn't care or just saw, ooh, fly-in. Anyway, we're doing it the right way. I just don't know, will there be 90 arrivals? Because you can see there's a lot of arrivals coming in already, like all these guys here. I mean, there's got a big group there, big group there, big group there. Atlanta's always a big group. Namiles. One of these days I'm going to make the jump to VATSIM. Thanks for streaming the event. Oh, absolutely. You know, oh, 10,000 feet. Landing lights coming off. I resisted going to VATSIM for a really long time. Like, I mean, there were years. I was like, I'm never flying on VATSIM. I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't want to be a problem. Builds the confidence, yeah. And then I finally did it. I did little small bursts, and after it took me about 5 or 6 flights, and then I started feeling pretty confident enough that I wasn't like sweating bullets and super nervous about the whole thing. Now, events I feel like are definitely you don't do events until like you feel very confident, but it's a lot of fun. Nameless. Sorry. Okay, now I got it. Well, Nameless, it's good to have you here, and I'm glad that it's helping you a little bit. You know. The VATSIM events are fun. Like, once you get into VATSIM and you kind of get comfortable with the nuances of it, I feel like the thing that makes it fun is the events make it fun because then you get all the traffic and the control. Like, it's just...
New York traffic is Delta 33 November.
It feels like you get a lot of... like, it adds a different dimension to it. It makes it way more interesting. Flying when there's traffic and flying when there's air traffic control, because... it gives you something more to do. It really adds a different dimension to it. So I really recommend it a lot. I mean, there is a learning curve, and it's something that you'll probably work on for a while. You know, I still work on it to some extent, but it's fun. Yeah, it makes it more dynamic. Exactly. Events can be... events are kind of hit or miss. I mean, when they're run well, staffed well, good people running them, they're a lot of fun because it really challenges you. If the event is too overwhelming, or perhaps they have a junior controller on, or just something bad happens, you know, things happen, right? Network outages, things like that. It can kind of take away from it. But I feel like those are less so common. So overall, I still like them. And when I saw there was an event, I was like, heck yeah. So... when we get to cruise, we'll have a better idea of our estimated time to arrival. I mean, we have 877 miles. Smart cars will show us that we have 2 hours to go to our arrival. This number will change as we get a little faster. Also, this number is wrong because this number assumes I am flying directly to the airport. Like, I don't slow down. It doesn't account for the star. It's just like, you know, a direct, basically. And since we're landing 3-6, we're landing north in Orlando, you have to fly the downwind, so figure out another 5 minutes to it. So I think it'll be right around 2 hours and, you know, 10, 15 minutes, something like that, which would put us exactly at 10:30. So that we're doing our part. I should be there right exactly when they want us to, which is between 10 and 11. That being said, my wife is not happy that I'm doing this flight. She's like, why are you flying? It's Thursday. Because there's an event. Yeah, but why are you flying so late? Because there's an event. Oh, you fly Toronto to Orlando all the time? Nice. Yeah, you got to give it a try in Nameless with the ATC. My advice to you, number one, obviously pick an airplane you're very comfortable with. So you know all the systems. There's no questions about, how to do things, right? Like take a heading and all those things. My advice is standard pressure. Find a controller who's on in like the daytime, not during an event. And, you get on the ground there. Now, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's a tower controller or a center controller, but you just kind of let them know. I would send them a message when you first get on. Be like, hey, I'm brand new. Is it all right if I sign on here? And they'll tell you, most of the time the answer is going to be yeah. If they know you're new, they'll give you a little more leeway there. Anyway, do a really short flight. Just do like a real basic thing just to get your clearance. Clearance, I think, is the hardest part about VATSIM in the beginning. Especially readbacks. In the very beginning, when I first started, I would not do readbacks, or I really fought against readbacks. I would always ask for PDCs, which are text messages that you don't have to read back. I understood how clearances worked, but I never was. It took me a long time to be comfortable enough to read it back myself. Anyway, you could ask for a PDC. That's another crutch to kind of get around it, because then they give you your clearance. You don't have to read it back. And you kind of just skip ahead to the requesting push and start. But, you do, like I said, about 5 or 6 flights, and you'll probably start feeling pretty comfortable. Comfortable enough that, you're not sweating the whole experience, so to speak. So there was something interesting about this flight. This is a real-world flagship, the 495, that flew earlier this evening. So here's what's interesting about this flight. It's going to reload. So they filed 360. And they flew 36,000 feet until they got to the Carolinas. And then they dropped to 28,000 feet. And I don't think it was weather. So I'm wondering if the winds, look at the ground speed. 373, 370, 370. And then he was probably like, this is awful, 380. And then he dropped down to 28,000 feet. And then the ground speed really picked up. And then he was doing 430. 450, 460. So I think we're going to try to replicate this. This was an hour ago, an hour and 20 minutes ago. So I think somewhere around the Carolinas, somebody remind me to drop down at 280. Yeah. I got to think it's the altitude also that he dropped down to 280, right around, what is that, Roanoke or Raleigh-Durham, something like that. Kind of interesting. We miss New York City. Yeah, this is already New Jersey. So, goodbye, New York. I was yammering on. We missed New York, so I apologize for not showing you anything interesting. So, did anyone see the Embraer, the E175 reveal today? The first flight. I think it's Flight Sim Studios release, or is going to release it next week. An E175. If you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel or you just haven't watched me forever, I used to always fly the Embraers on X-Plane before Microsoft Flight Simulator. I loved the E190. Now there's an E175 coming out. And I watched there was a preview. The developer basically put on a first flight. Here's what it looks like. They're going to do an early access. Yes, as an early access. And need to emphasize the words early access, because they were very transparent about the whole thing, saying that it's very much a work in progress, and it is going to be a while before when it gets released next week in early access, it is going to be a very basic plane. It doesn't have VNAV. It doesn't have a lot of features that you might expect. Now, the plane is only $30-something, 30 euros. So it's like Hawk says, it sounds like it's a really, really alpha. And that is absolutely true. I mean, basically, what I saw of it, Hawks, is it's an airplane that you should not be flying in VATSIM. You should just, you could fly it, offline just to be able to get it into your system. But it's going to be a while before it ever really gets to a higher state. That being said, I was very disappointed. Can't say I'm surprised, but disappointed that they've already said they're going to take certain shortcuts. Like the FMC is not going to be the FMC that an Embraer has, which is not surprising because X-Crafts is helping do this work, and in X-Plane, X-Crafts had their own custom-made FMC. I don't understand that. I understand, basically they said that the real-world one is hard, if not impossible, to replicate. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to replicate everything, but I don't know why you need to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. And I'm very disappointed with that because that was a major Achilles heel of the X-Craft version, was that it was a terrible flight computer. Don't know if I like that they're having people vote for what features they want them to do first. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I feel indifferent to that, Hawks, I guess. I mean, you would think hopefully the public would, vote for things that would be important. Like, remember, Hawks, when, for the longest time, Fly-by-Wire was working on all these, upgrades before the Phoenix came out. And they would be like, we worked on this and we worked on that. And I'm like, what about VNAV, dude? So I don't know. I'd rather them work on more, if the public says we really want this system and it will take, but this is like priority one, then maybe that works. I don't know. I think the biggest issue I have with it, Hawks, I think they're being very forthright with what the product is. I don't have a problem with that. I think you have to go in with both eyes open. If you're delusional and just buy an aircraft without knowing anything about it and then are surprised and disappointed that it's not fully built out, that's on you for not doing your homework on the aircraft. What bothers me is that even when we get to a more mature state, I am very leery that it will be on the same level as a PMDG 737 or Phoenix A320, which are the gold standards, in my opinion, for Microsoft Flight Simulator payware aircraft. Even the fly-by-wire A320 Neo, right? I just don't think it's going to get to that level of fidelity. By the way, I'm not the person. There is no, in my opinion, there is no such thing as study level. Doesn't exist. It's a misnomer in flight sim, especially commercial, not commercial. What's the word? Not residential flight sim, but whatever we're doing here. So far, it's VNAV. Yeah. You plan on doing the EA? Oh, early access. I don't know, Hawks. I feel like I'm going to get disappointed. I'm going to say, will I pick it up next week? Probably not, especially because it's not the 190. If it was the 190, I'd be more tempted to do it. I think I'm going to sit on the sidelines a little bit longer. I think I'll wait for an update, a build or two, a little more substance to it. I think X-Craft just did the model. I don't think they're helping out with anything else. In my opinion, Hawks, anything X-Craft gets involved with is bad for the airplane. So no, I think I was gonna buy it before I saw the update, or sorry, excuse me, before I saw the preview. I mean, I like what they're doing. I think that I don't have any problem with what the developer's doing or anything like that. Like, I mean, and the price is reasonable. I think $30-something for a payware aircraft is a very reasonable price. But of course, this is not going to be anytime soon anyway, a super high fidelity aircraft. So, it is what it is. No doubt, next week there will be a ton of E175s on VATSIM, even though people probably shouldn't be flying them on there. I agree, Hawks. I hope that someone does the EJS justice. I'm not holding my breath. I just don't think that... It seems to me there are certain aircraft that get a lot of attention because there's a lot of demand for them, and then the rest kind of just fall to the wayside. And I hate to say it, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see the not a high fidelity. I mean, will they do it justice? I mean, I thought the SSGs were good for X-Plane, and those were not hot. Those were not like, it wasn't tolless by any means, right? It wasn't. So to be fair, it wasn't like what I used to fly was the world's greatest airplane simulated aircraft. But there needs to be, like, if this were school, like a solid B. You don't need an A+, a solid B. Do I only fly airline or only do GA stuff? I mostly just do airline, nameless. I never really got into GA. It just seemed boring to me. First of all, IFR is the only thing I know, so to be fair, I don't really know VFR flying. And second of all, airliner operations has always been way more interesting to me. Hey, Simulator Concierge, hello. I've been flight simming since sorry. I've been flight simming somewhat consistently since Microsoft Flight Sim 5.0. I've flown enough aircraft to understand I don't care about ultra fidelity modeling. The flight factor 757 is high. I'm okay with medium. I agree. You're not wrong. Like I said, like it doesn't need to be A+. Like B is fine. Even low fidelity on a fun day can be cool. I bought the virtual call cheap and I don't regret it. Oh, I regret it. I mean, I have flown it like a dozen times, the virtual call E190. I do own that. I regret it in the sense that it was probably a waste of money. I was hoping for, like, you know what it was? I bought it probably around the time, I think the Phoenix had come out already. Or no, excuse me. The Phoenix wasn't out yet. It was after the fly-by-wire A320 had kind of established itself as like the dominant mod. You know, it was like a really good airplane. So it was mature enough that it was like, okay, Microsoft Flight Simulator has potential. Let me pick up this cheap E190. And then I was like, oh no. I suddenly remembered what Microsoft Flight Simulator was like before the fly-by-wire, like in the early days of it, like when it first came out. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, if you do everything right by virtual call standards, you can have a decent flight. You know, you import the flight plan into the simulator, you set it up, it will work. You're not going to have a VNAV, obviously, but you know, if you're doing a easy SID, easy star, you'll probably be fine with it. It will probably work well enough, and it'll be okay. And you're not wrong. And that's in a pinch, once in a blue moon, you can bring yourself to do it. But man, there's so many things that are missing from that plane. But that being said, I do agree with you. I actually agree with you a lot that I don't care about ultra high fidelity modeling. I really don't. There is this line in the sand in Flight Sim, and once you pass that line, the rest, it's all gravy. Like you don't need to be at a point where, you know, it could be used for commercial training. It just needs to be good enough. I don't think the virtual call was necessarily good enough, but I understand the sentiment there. Absolutely. And there are plenty of other good aircraft. I mean, I was, you know, since I mostly fly just airliner operations, you know, I'm mostly in the 737 or the A320 at any given time. But it's just, you know, there's a lot of other good aircraft in there that you know, the working title CRJ is a great example of it. Definitely good enough. It definitely passes that bar. There's a lot of other aircraft that I just can't rattle off the top of my head. Certainly the Mad Dog. Certainly a host of GA aircraft that I don't fly. Nameless loves the CRJ. I never got into the CRJ. I don't know. It just never appealed to me. But I know that the working title CRJ has a major following, not just from Hawks 1326. I've really been enjoying. Is that a Pilot's Life version? I don't know what APL is otherwise. Finally got the United and split time between the Phoenix and the PMDG. Nice. TBM. Yeah, the TBM, dude, was like the first. That was one of the more high fidelity planes that come out of Microsoft Flight Simulator. The PMDG 737-600 is so much fun. Ridiculous value prop, $40. Yeah, absolutely. Hallahan in the house. Hawks conned Hallahan into getting the Cessna 310.
Fitness.
Nicely done, Hawks. The connoisseur has been conned himself, or something like that. Hello, Hallahan. Oh, working title is CJ4, not CRJ. Oh, yes, you are correct. Sorry. In my mind, Plato, they're the same thing. It's the same thing. It's not, but it's the same thing. Yeah, Aerosov made the CRJ. Everything I said earlier about the CRJ, I really meant the CJ, the Citation Jet, the working title. Isn't working title working on advanced avionics for the Longitude as well? They may very well be doing so. I am not certain on that. Oh, I was right? Okay, whatever. Working title. Whatever the working title aircraft is the one we're talking about. Noah loves the CRJ. Noah, when you're in the sim, what do you usually pick? If you're going to do like a 2-hour flight, so we're taking out like, you know, the 30-minute hoppers. What's the plane that you pick? Hawk says yes. It'll be released sometime in January. Oh. A320 always. See, this is why Noah and I are friends. Gotta say. Oh, Plato was right. Plato's usually right. Usually. And then I heard JCT told me that there's a A220 coming out for X-Plane? Question mark? Hold on, pull up Discord. Open Discord. I did not look at anything here. I just went off purely what JCT told me, which is usually a mistake. Let's see here. Hot Start is making an A220 for X-Plane. Oh boy. Yeah, they were foaming over it all day yesterday. Stupid X-Plane. Hold on. Let's see here. Hot Start A220. This is going to be like years away, right? This is not going to be... I want to buy an engine block heater. Here it is. I found it, guys. The Hot Start A220. You can own it for 150 bucks. There you go. Returns accepted. You've all been wanting it. Now exists. Hot Start A220. Does it come in 120 volts? No, just 230, 240. Beggars can't be choosers. All right, let's see here. Foreshadowing. All right, according to this guy, we're doing an A220C series. Not sure if the 100 or 300 is going to be first, but we'll do them both. Great. What is the over-under on 3 years for it taking? No. I mean, listen, if they do that, more power to them. But, how are we doing here? Yeah, we're making some decent time. Already out of New Jersey. Allahan is happy. Let's speed up. Oops. There we go. 181. Foreshadowing, price and all. $150. Returns accepted. Yeah, Plato says Hot Start A220 will probably be $220. That's probably the only plane that can lure me back to X-Plane at this point. I agree. So Plato, here's what I would say. I'm gonna go one step further. If the A220 came out for X-Plane this year, I would go back in a heartbeat. It would be that if it's a decent plane, it would compel me enough to really, like, I don't know that I go full time, but like I would really have to get back hot and heavy into X-Plane quickly because that'd be a big deal. A Simulator Concierge Synaptic Simulations, looking forward to A220. Brother, I've been following that project since before it was whatever they called it before Synaptic Simulations. I have very little faith that that project is ever going to see the light of day. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about many, many things. I think on this very channel, I talked crap about Phoenix A320 ever coming out. So I don't know anything, but it seems like that project has gone nowhere fast for a long time. I would love for it to come out. Like at this point, I'm just desperate for either an A220 or an Embraer. Every plane's got a price. Money, 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 money. That's such a great song, but it fits so many things. Plata says they don't even know which one they're making yet, so I wouldn't expect it for a couple of years at least. Yeah, unfortunately, like, I hate when it's like, it's nice to know, but at the same time, like, talk about a tease, you know? Because the reality is, it's going to be like 2 years at the least before we see that. That's a long time. That's a really long time before we get a final product there. Yeah. Statistically speaking, one of us could be dead by then. Oh, rip Hawks. I'm sorry, Hawks. You had a good run. So. Oh. Are we getting the alert? Thank you, Simulator Concierge. Bled out on the answer table. Oh, man. I like that we all just jumped on Hawks as the obvious choice. There it is. How do I have Hulk Hogan when I should have $1 Million Man as the GIF? Thank you, Simulator Concierge. Yeah, the alerts
I
are...
wonder if this will trigger sound.
It will. Very, very delayed sound, but a sound nonetheless. What did I do? Oh, Hawks, we assume that you're going to be dead in 2 years. No, sorry. I mean, it's not that we wish you to be dead in 2 years. We're just trying to... We're playing the odds now. Poor guy. It's statistics. It's math. You can't argue with it. Oh, good news. I am making my return to New England. My mom is coming to watch my kids, and my wife and I are flying up to Boston, Allahan, Delta, first class, and we're going to Vermont to go skiing. So if you guys in New England can please bring the temperature down below 60, I would like it to be like, you know, actual snow in New England in the winter. Is that possible? Yeah, so we're coming up first week of February. I think it might even be Super Bowl weekend. I'm not sure. We're coming up during the week. Yeah, Monday to Friday, because I don't want to compete with crowds. I just need some snow. I mean, man, you guys have had, like, it's been terrible this year so far. But I'm hoping that's, like, just front-loaded and now it's going to be cold. My headstone will say, Hotch and Matt willed this into existence. We didn't will it. We want you to live. Live! We're pragmatists. We're just playing the odds now. Won't be long till we arrive and see a lot of snow. Hashtag White Christmas movie. Ah, my wife would get that reference. I think I've seen like half that movie. I wasn't really paying attention for the half that I saw. I was just there yesterday and it just rained all day. Man, I mean, it's been a terrible winter for snow. Like, wasn't it like over Christmas, like 60 degrees by up north? Or something, not Christmas, but like it right around there. Because down here it was cold on Christmas Day, but anyway, I'm excited though. I just really hope the weather is going to be good because I'm paying a lot of money for. We got a nice little cabin on the mountain. Got the rented the skis. I mean, I'm all for a break of colder weather, but I would really prefer it to be like snowy weather. Winter started 2 weeks ago. I go through the same thing every year myself. Then end of January we get wrecked. Plenty of winter left. Good, because I'm coming first week of February. Need it. Hawk says I'm sick of it. We broke the snow record for December. You're out west though, because my mom was like, "Why don't you go out to Colorado?" Because my sister lives out there, and I was like, "Nah." And then I booked all the stuff, and then like a day later, I'm like, maybe I should have done that. Like that might have been a better idea. But I didn't want to fly for 4 hours to go to Colorado for 4 days because we're coming up on Monday and flying back on Friday. So we could have done that. I don't know. My heart belongs to New England, you know? Because the other problem is getting a flight up there, because to get to Vermont is really difficult for a direct flight, as you all know. Matt H's only do direct flights. So the options to get to Vermont for a reasonable drive is Albany, Hartford, or Boston. Albany is the closest, but they have one flight a day. It's only JetBlue! Only one JetBlue flight a day. Terrible times, and the flight back was terrible. It was like 6 o'clock at night. Like, I'm not gonna spend all day in the Albany airport, so like that was kind of out. And it was on an E190. Like, I love the E190, but I don't want to spend 2.5 hours on it. The one to Hartford was slightly better times, but still bad times. And it would have had to have flown. It would have been JetBlue again, and which wouldn't have been bad, but we would have had to like the last morning. So the Friday, the flight is at 9 a.m. So that means I'd have to leave Vermont at like 5 or 6 a.m. to drive down to Hartford. Like, that just seems like a bad idea. Yeah, JetBlue is great, but single class, no thanks. Yeah, agreed. Boston has a ton of flights, and they're all on A321s. Problem with Boston is that it's like 2 hours and 45-minute drive to the mountain, whereas like Albany's like an hour and 45 minutes, Hartford's 2 hours. So it's a little bit longer of a drive. But on the plus side, if I have to park my car in Boston, I know where I can park my car. But second of all, I think the flight times are just going to work way better So it's almost worthwhile just to fly into Boston. And I can fly first class on Delta. I would have flown JetBlue, but Hawks, my wife's car broke down while we were visiting my folks in Chicago. Was grateful we made it down there. Have a cousin looking at fixing it for us, but it was pure hell. Oof. It stinks, dude. We salvaged the holiday because we were a family, but man, it was stressful. That's terrible. I had Christmas Eve, I started feeling bad. And Christmas Day, I was sick as a dog. I don't celebrate Christmas, so it doesn't really bother me, but it was just still annoying. That is a terrible scenario, dude. Like, breaking down, and then on a holiday, yeah. That's like the scene out of National Lampoon Vacation. Where are they in, like, St. Louis? Where I forgot which city they're in where they have to get the car fixed, and it's just, yeah, that stinks, dude. I mean, you never want your car to break down, but you really want your car to break down in your hometown when you're not under pressure to do anything. Yeah, I had to scramble to get a rental. Ugh. That stinks. She blew her head gasket on her Subaru engine. I mean, that sounds like a car thing, blowing your head gasket. I have no idea what that actually means. Apparently, they're known for doing that. Subarus hate head gaskets. I guess so. I thought Subarus have, like, the best, like, maintenance record ever. All right, according to Smart Cars, we are an hour and 45 minutes away. So, what time is it? An hour 45. So we're at 9 o'clock right now. 10. Oof. Wait a minute. Wait. It's 9 o'clock. 10. We're going to be there at 10:45. And that's like... Oof. What's our... let me guess what our ground speed is. Yep. 373. So we have a 98 knot headwind. All right, so we're definitely going to try this little trick here in North Carolina that I saw. We're not there yet, though. We're, look at the spacing right there. Oof. Oh, we got a little friend here. American 810. All right, so in a little bit, right now we're over Maryland, Virginia, Delmarva. In a little bit, we're going to drop down to right over here. So about another half an hour or so, we're going to drop down to 280. See if we can pick up some better winds over there. The engine was cooked after that. So what happened, Hawks? Did you have to? Is the car like wrecked? Like it's unsalvageable, or you just bought a new engine? Second and third generation Subaru sedans leaked oil and blew head gaskets. Eventually, they did fix the head gasket defect in the fourth and fifth generations in the late 2000s. Ooh, I used to run a Subaru magazine. I remember those things. Wow, that is Subaru magazine. That is a very niche job right there. See, Hawks, you should have messaged Simulator Concierge. He could have told you historically what happened, but probably couldn't fix it for you. So yeah, we talked about the E-Jet. I'm hopeful that the final product will be above average, not above mediocre. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be, high fidelity PMDG Phoenix level. But if they can, where's the roadmap? Isn't there a? I am curious. I remember them mentioning there is a roadmap. I didn't actually see it. I'm curious with the E-Jet when they might, because the E190 even on there? Sheed says, the E175 has, for Microsoft Flight Simulator, has the potential to piss off a lot of people. Get that content cranking. Yep. I think he's onto something there. I think there's absolute truth to that. Also, Sheed is definitely watching the stream and then posting in Discord. I was looking for the roadmap, which I just saw that. Like, I have a notification? Roadmap. see release notes. Didn't somebody post this in? Oh, there it is. Found it. Thank you to Booms. Let's see here. Roadmap. Okay. Most voted VNav, as it should. See, this is correct. So this absolutely should be the #1 vote. Speed, altitude constraints. Is that the same? I guess whatever. To me, it's the same thing as VNav, but yeah, I get that. All right, so that's really important. This, no. Sim brief import should be very low. I get it. It's helpful, but there's no. This is now I agree with Hawks. This should not be #3. Sim brief import is like a very low priority if you ask. I would much rather have the MFD vertical profile and holds over the ability to save myself 7 minutes in order to import a sim brief. Now this is a mistake. In priority, this is a mistake. They should do it, but this should be way down here. This should be VNav 1, 2. I agree with. I do like the vertical profile, but I'd actually put this below. I'd put. Oh my God, there's no airspeed mode. Yes, 3, 4. PCAS is dumb. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. Maybe this one. Maybe this. Oh, this is kind of important. Don't care. I guess this one. This should be extremely low. Extremely low. It's a democracy. Most people are idiots. You're not wrong on that. Some of these I don't even know. Like simulate SATCOM. I don't even know what that is. Fellow idiot here. All right. Most of these things down here are just like whatever. This is. I really hope they are not. Like if they really get VNav done, and they get altitude constraints done, I would hate for them to waste time on sim brief import as the next thing. I'd love to get Embraer, but I'm not buying this. Judging from the wish list, this is basically just a model. Yes, I think, to your point, Plato, anybody who buys this airplane next week, you are getting a jet that you can take off and manipulate the throttles yourself and fly and do donuts around the airport. You're not flying routes around. Like, I would, yeah. I wonder, here's a question. Out of the box, and it's a work in progress. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's a work in progress, and it's very early. But I wonder next week, out of the box, would the virtual call E190 or this, who makes this one? Flight, or would this E175 be a more fleshed out product just next week? I think the virtual call is going to be next week. It would still be a better product. I did a comparison video, and I have plenty of ideas for videos. I have no time for videos. I can record the audio. I can come up with the idea. The video editing, I just don't have time for it anymore. And it stinks, and I apologize. I mean, I apologize, but I'm being realistic about it. Basically a Coronado. I think the difference with Coronado, I don't know much about Coronado, I just know their reputation. I think the difference here is just that at least this company's being forthright with it. So far, it's so far from finished, and Aerosoft is involved with the project to some degree. I don't think it will get there. Yeah. Outsource it on Fiverr. Problem with it, it's actually not a terrible idea to outsource it on Fiverr, but the problem is actually getting the video assets because, I mean, unless you want to see like really generic video, like part of it was just coming up with the video, you know, like basically when I would record a video before, I would usually hop in the sim, record video of me doing things that I'd be talking about, so then I have B-roll to use. Let's go full generic, no shame. So it'll be just like, it'll be me talking about, here's the E-Jets, E190, E175, and then the video is like Central Park in New York, and some guy walking his dog. Tell the narrator it's pronounced Hawkmanias. Yes, I will do that. I need you to edit this video together. I can do that. We'll just do a whole. It'll be an 8-minute video of a bag of a plastic bag floating in the air. Now that I can hit, then yes, we can start doing like 3 videos a week again. Absolutely. With watermarks still attached. Yeah, we can't pay for the full rights to the with the full rights to the Oh, can I share a story with you guys? I will redact certain information from this story. But speaking of copyright, guess who got hit with a how many pages is this? At least 10. 1, 2. I got hit with I got a nice letter in the mail, package in the mail from a national law firm informing me of a copyright claim. And so now I have to lawyer up and fight copyright law trolls. They finally got me. You're in great form today. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So yeah. The watermarks, let me tell you something. It's real, my friends. It is real. So, yeah, it's all right. I have a lawyer, and the lawyer I spoke with, the copyright lawyer I spoke with was pretty, he's aware of this. The company, basically the law firm that is sending this out is a bit of a copyright troll. So they're familiar with them. They've worked against them, and they assured me that at the very least I would not pay more money. They offered me a settlement, and the lawyer offered to me, even with his retainer fee, I will not pay more than the original settlement fee. And I'd much rather give him the money anyway, just to mess them up there. Oh, thank you. It's fine. That mug never existed. Yeah, it says here. Hallahan Enterprises. I should just send them to your mug, by the way, Hallahan, your mug might violate Copyright Act Title 17 of the US Code, by the way, just FYI. I don't know why I thought about it. Oh, the watermarks, that's why I thought about it. That's all right, I'm laughing about it, guys, because it's not like what mug? delete. I can laugh about it because it's just, it's just the cost of doing business sometimes. But it's just, you just thought about it, and I thought I'd share the little story there. Extensive Enterprises, Cobra's business front. Nice. I don't remember that, man. You got some. So that's the second deep cut reference you've had tonight. Simulator Concierge. You had the White Christmas one, and now G.I. Joe. Much respect. You have had a very what's the word? Not in depth, but well versed childhood. Sorry. Ah, the twins. Hold on a second, guys. Gotta say goodnight to my kids. I do remember all I remember about G.I. Joe was the guy. Well, obviously Cobra Commander, and then the guy. What's his name? Is it Sinestro? That's from Green Lantern. The dude who looks like Dr. Doom. He's got like a metal face. Then I remember Cobra Commander was the bad guy, and then they had Serpent guy who like banished Cobra Commander, but then he turned into a snake, and then Cobra Commander turned into a snake, and then Cobra Commander came back, but his face was different. Oh, Destro, yes. Destro is the metal face dude. Serpentor. Yeah, no, when we were kids, I don't know how old you are, Simulator Concierge, but the original like G.I. Joe in the 80s, 90s, like the episodes were never in sequence, right? Sometimes you'd see like a really early episode, sometimes you see a late episode. If you watch enough of them, you can kind of put the story together in your head. But the whole Serpentor storyline seemed to be like, I just didn't understand like what was going on. Sergeant Slaughter won a few rounds. Serpentor. Sergeant Slaughter is an amazing creation. Sergeant Slaughter was created. He was a wrestling character that they brought into G.I. Joe. Like, he didn't exist before, and they brought him in and became very meta. Yeah, Snake Eyes was always OP. Everyone always loved Snake Eyes. I mean, I get it, but he never really did anything for me. I didn't hate Snake Eyes. I just didn't like. Because some people love Snake Eyes. I was like, okay, he's like a ninja guy. I get it. I don't know who my favorite was. Maybe Sergeant Slaughter. I always hated the sailor guy who had the weird beard and mustache, but no chin beard. Like, the beard would, if you're following your face, the beard comes down from your sideburns, goes down your jaw, goes up to your mustache, and back around again, but skips your chin. Was never a thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman reboot. Oh man, reboot. Nameless. Reboot was like, that was like the first like glimpse of the future. It was a really terrible TV show. Like, it was just dumb, like the plots and everything. But like the animation, the computer generated animation was incredible. And the fact that basically these people lived in the computer, like, this just spoke to me. It was like, I didn't care that the plots were kind of dumb. Like, it was just, I was amazed. Because this is the same time as, like, you know, you're watching, like, otherwise, you know, Bugs Bunny cartoons, right? And, like, you got this, like, holy moly. For its time. Yeah, Reboot was amazing. Batman the Animated Series was utterly incredible. Still is. Warning, incoming game. Incoming, right? The intro was like, this is the net, and we live in it. Reboot! Something like that. It was a cool show. And then they made, like, I don't know, like, what, 12 episodes? Because they showed those reruns, like, all the time. So Dot Matrix was the girl. Enzo was the kid. What was the guy's name, the main guy? It wasn't like Doug. It was like Bob, right? Something like that. I don't know. It was a interesting show for its time. Doesn't hold up at all now, but old cartoon I liked watching a lot. VATSIM. I don't remember that. I don't know that one at all. It got weird when Enzo grew up. Oh yeah, did they flash forward or something like that? That was weird. I don't remember that one. Fabio is showing off the E175 tomorrow morning. Oh my goodness. Is he really, Hawks? You know what? When he shows it, I love. Fabio's a great guy. Trust me. If I was to list the people on the streamers that I have problems with, Fabio is not on this list at all. But his ability to take the most basic detail in Flight Simulator and stretch it out to become like a 30-minute segment is amazing. Like, you ever see him read the OFP? Like this thing? Where is it? Is it in here? It'd be over here. I'll show it to you over here. Sim brief. You ever see him read this whole thing? This. I'm talking this part, not this part. This part. He reads the whole thing. It's incredible. I don't know how he does it, but he spends hours reading this before even flying. Beast Wars was great. Beast Wars was nameless. Wasn't Beast Wars Transformers? That was an underrated show. 100%. Where are we? Let's see here. Fantastic. Yeah, I think we're going to start going down to 280. Yes, Optimus Primal. That show, Beast Wars, was really good. All right, I think we should go down to 280. Hold on, let me pull Fabio here. Are the winds really better down here? All right, let's try it out. I'm going to set the speed back in. 280. Just kidding. I think we can just do it this way. he goes really into the weeds. So tomorrow, I can just imagine him going through the weeds with the E175. That's crazy that he's got it. Good for him. So much nostalgia in the stream. This is worth $1.99. Dude, I got one for you. If you watched Beast Wars, I guarantee you one of you in the chat watched Exo Squad. Exo Squad is, and Batman the Animated Series is probably the best animated series for kids ever made. Exo Squad has got to be a close second. Exo Squad was an amazing show. It's so deep. That was one of the best cartoons ever made. Brother, it was amazing. Like, did you pick up on it's basically World War II, not an allegory, but whatever that word is. Analogy? I don't know. It was incredible. It was the cartoon equivalent of Babylon 5. There you go. Like, I mean, I started watching it because it was just cool, you know, guys in, like, robot suits. And then I started really watching it, and I was like, this show is amazing. Like, I probably rewatched it, like, a dozen times. It was always on right when I got home from school. Supremely underrated. Dude, the storyline, the depth, the plot of the pirates, the fleshing out of the Neo-Sapiens, and the progression of the war. It was incredible. You can watch it. It's on Peacock. It's one of those Peacock, Hulu. I forget who NBC owns it. It is on one of the streaming networks now. Yeah, it's on Exo Squad. Was it Peacock? Yeah, it's on Peacock. There it is. 2 seasons. All the episodes. Dude, this show, I really do want to rewatch it again. I don't know that it will hold up. I think it will hold up, but I think, you know, it's still kind of juvenile to some extent. But, man, the way they set up the whole war, the backstory with the Neo-Sapiens, the resistance on Earth and Venus, incredible show. Can I change this to 280? Okay, and then we're going to change this to 1,000. So the key is when we get to 28,000 now, is the ground speed going to be better? Or are we still going to be like in mega doo-doo here? So that being said, so you mentioned Babylon 5. I watched the definitely the first season, maybe 2 seasons. I watched it all the way up until Bruce Box, whatever, took over for Captain, whatever his name was. Like, when the Shadow Wars began, they lost me. Maybe I was too young to really appreciate it. But, like, in the beginning, I loved Babylon 5. And then the Shadow Wars began, and I was like, this show has gone off the rails. I couldn't do it. I don't know. All right, so far the winds are not doing me any favors down here. We have 124 knot headwind down here. Gonna get into it, Nameless. Yeah, Babylon. Everyone loves that show. I just couldn't get into it. I think I got better afterwards. If all you watched was season 1, it's actually enough to get an idea of the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understood it. I mean, I thought it was a cool idea. I just couldn't, like, it got, like, too weird. Oh, man, Deep Space Nine. Now, Nameless, Deep Space Nine was amazing. I mean, TNG, so I got into Deep Space Nine summer of 6th grade. It was, like, the first summer my parents started letting me, like, go to sleep whenever the hell I wanted. So I would stay up till, like, 3 a.m. or something like that. And they would show Deep Space Nine reruns, like, from, I don't know, 10 o'clock on. From, like, 10 o'clock till 2 a.m., you could get, like, 4 episodes of Deep Space Nine or something like that. And I got so hooked into Star Trek at that point. I watched Deep Space Nine, which was amazing. And then I got into Voyager came out around that time. I got into that. Then I went back and watched Next Generation. Sliders I never watched. I knew of it, but I never watched that one. if you survive season 2, I think you mean of season 2 of Babylon 5. I don't think I did. I just remember when Bruce Fox, whatever that guy is, he came on. It kind of got a little too weird for me. All right, the speed is not doing me any favors. I'm gonna go back up to 360. Can't imagine the winds are any worse up there. Stargate, the movie. Oh, Bruce Boxley. Yeah, I know the name. I just couldn't. Stargate, the movie, amazing movie. The series I watched here and there. I never got into it, but I would watch it if it was on. Like, you know, like you got like a bag of chips and you turn the TV on and you got to watch something, because the episodes were like you could watch any episode and it wasn't too bad there. Yeah, Tron was before my time, and then Tron Legacy, I think, I didn't care. So I never got into Tron. No, it wasn't really on my radar. Really, for me, I'm trying to think. So Exo Squad, when that was like, that was middle school. Deep Space Nine was also middle school. Then I started watching Voyager, which was a bit of a wreck. Oh, can't forget. It's not space related, but Smallville. I watched it for the first 3 or 4 seasons. I missed the whole Justice League thing at the end, but I saw the Wall of Weird and all the stuff that came with it. That was a show that I got into. What else did I watch? I'm trying to think like what I used to watch. Well, The Simpsons, obviously, if you've been in this YouTube stream long enough. Hercules, Xena, nah, never really got into it. It was Hercules and Xena were always on like right before something came on. Oh, Voyager. You can start. They were on the WB, right? And yeah, Simpsons is a given. I mean, that's like, come on. Bruh, obviously The Simpsons. But it was on the WB or CW, not CW, it was WB back then, and it would come on before Voyager would come on. So I'd probably maybe watch it like if I was just sitting there and I was waiting for Voyager to come on. Yeah, I'm trying to think like when I was in high school, what were the shows I would watch on TV? Simpsons, obviously. At that point, Voyager was kind of like, okay, this is too much now. I watched Enterprise. So Enterprise, I watched the first season of, and then I think season 2 was absolutely terrible, and I stopped watching it. And then years later, somebody was like, yeah, season whatever 2 or 3 was terrible, but if you get past that season, it gets really good. Because then they were like, we're going to break all the rules, and like they said they were going to never do Klingons, and they're like, forget it, we're going to do Klingons. Anyway, then it got really good at the end, and that was actually ended up being a good show. Remington Steele? I'm not that old. No, I didn't. No. Did not watch Remington Steele. I think that might have been too highbrow even for me. I was really like, I'm watching, Batman the Animated Series, and now that's a good show. That's not lowbrow by any means. Voyager had its moments. I liked some of it. Like, I thought the whole Kazon thing was way too drawn out. As it got, when 7 of 9 came on, it really did change, and I think for the better. Some of the plots were good. Some of the Harry plots were terrible. There are some episodes, like every time I have a headache for a really long time, all I think about is that Star Trek episode, the Star Trek Voyager episode, where those aliens are invisible and they're like conducting experiments on the crew, and like Janeway's head is in a vice. Like that, every time I have a headache, all I think about is that episode. And like, what if there are aliens who are putting my head in a vice, and that's why I have a headache? Look, man, I didn't control the TV. Watched a lot of Cheers back then. Oh man. Good thing is that there's no age air traffic control on because just bouncing up and down between level 360. Put that back in. All right, so let's see where we are here on the map. I'm coming up here on Jacksonville airspace. We're going to have to do something soon. So let's see. Holy moly, 91 arrivals. But as I predicted, we're on the tail end. Like, everybody's coming in. It's 9:30. So we'll definitely, I mean, the worst of it is happening is right now. This has got to be the worst of it. So we're going to come out on the tail end of it, but holy moly. Head in a vice? No, you didn't see that episode? There was an episode of Voyager where these aliens were invisible, and they were conducting experiments on the crew. The crew had no idea. So in one of the characters, the captain, they actually had her head in a vice, right? That's what it was, nameless. It's like a, I don't know, so it's metal thing that went around her head, and they kept on squeezing it tighter and tighter, which would inflict a headache, a worse and worse headache on her, because they were trying to test the crew how well they would respond. And then 7 of 9 figured out, I think it was 7 of 9, figured out that they were there and scanned them. And oh, because her ocular implant was like malfunctioning or something, she saw them accidentally, and then they figured it out. And yeah. All right, so we got a lot of. My only concern about this flight is I think we're going to come in very much on the tail end of this event, because we've got still 500 miles to go, so we still have an hour and some change. Yeah, we're going to come in at like 10:45. I was hoping to get in earlier, probably like ideally 10:15, but there's no way that's going to happen now. Bartle is when the Jacksonville airspace, because the only chance we have, and they're not going to give it to me because I doubt they're going to be way too big. There's only one. Wow. Anyway, there's no way I'm getting a shortcut. Maybe if I'll ask for one. If we can get direct to like, if I can get direct to, I don't know, Leopard, she'll cut a little bit of the flight off, but not much. Unfortunately, the headwind is, and by the way, the headwind is exactly still the same, 340 something, or rather 100. It's actually less, but our speed is still the same. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not gaining any speed here, so. It is what it is. But we are adhering to the event. I mean, we're supposed to be there between 10 and 11 o'clock, so we'll definitely be doing that. With Jacksonville Airspace, with their RTAC, when they do events, they will sign off and just disappear in a heartbeat. They're not the type that will hang out for an extra half an hour or so. They will absolutely cut and run. So that's why it's like, if we end up coming in and we miss out on the arrival and the landing and all that, the event basically, well, what was the point of all this? Always the concern when you do a longer event, like when you do fly-ins. I mean, maybe I guess I could have gotten off the ground a little faster in Westchester. Probably could have started up much of the process, but I wanted to share it all with you guys, get the whole thing in there. So, you know, it is what it is. 11 o'clock. The event ends at 11. According to their sheet here, I don't have it anymore. 11 o'clock. What was the point? The nostalgia, man. It's true. Can't complain about that. All right, let's get Jacksonville Center keyed up here. 135 and 925. Bartle is the end of DC's airspace. We have a little bit of time to go. It's about 80 miles to go, but might as well just something to do. 135, 925. I don't need to listen to it now. It's probably. I just can't believe there's only one. I mean, I guess I can. It is Jacksonville, but I'm surprised there's only one center controller on. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of planes to manage. Granted, almost everybody's just flying. He's not really descent. I mean, is anybody flying into Jacksonville? No. it's not even on the map as an option. So everybody, all he's doing is just either climbing people or descending people, which I guess, I'm no Hawks, so I don't know this for a fact, but I'm gonna guess that that's on the easier side of things. If you're not, you know, descending and landing and giving clearances out. Look at this. This is nuts. 93 arrivals in Orlando. He's got one flow coming in on the west side of the field, and then this flow coming in on the east side of the field. This guy flew from Toronto to Orlando. Respect for that guy. Guy cheated. Sangster's like an hour and some change flight. Atlanta. Minneapolis. That guy flew a while. Cleveland. Raleigh Durham. There's some decent flights here. Dallas. That's leaving. Atlanta. Indy. Raleigh. LaGuardia. These are decent flights. I'm actually very surprised that, like, it's not everybody just coming in from, like, Atlanta. These are all from Atlanta. Chicago. All right. Not too shabby. All right, so Bartle's 75 miles. Contact him a little before then. If you're just managing a stream, it's not too bad. I would imagine so. Especially since he's got controllers below him, so he doesn't have to do any clearances. And the good news is no one's really flying into like other airports like Jacksonville or, you know, basically generating other traffic. It's surprising there's only one controller. If you need to work smaller airfields or not event fields, it can get chaotic. Right, because then you got some guy in, you know, Tallahassee who wants to get clearance to fly to, you know, Indianapolis, and he needs a full reroute. That can. It's just, again, I'm just surprised there's not more than one controller. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Howard's not even here, and usually, if there's a Jacksonville event, Howard is the man for that. All right, so we went down to 280, went back to 360, and we ended up with the same exact speed. Now, of course, I'm thinking, well, if I stayed at 280, would my speed have been better? Maybe, who knows? All I know is that if we had a 100-knot tailwind instead of a headwind, this flight we would be like, I think we'd be arriving now, or descending at least, or something like that. Maybe in a better position. And I would love to switch the weather around right now. That's what we should have done. When we were in, think about it now. What I should have done is when we were over DC, like the first part of the flight out of New York and DC, we should have swung the tailwind around so we could have gotten like a lot of speed in. And then when we got to this point over here, approaching the airspace of control, I would have switched it back to real world weather. It's not time accelerating, but it's also kind of cheating. Alas. I think about all my best ideas when it's too late. Hacks, indeed. This is why you get 10-page love letters in the mail. I think it's like 15, but yeah. Can you imagine you get a wall up for changing the winds? I mean, it is against the rules in VATSIM. That's like, remember the change they made in the pilot handbook, I don't know, 4 months ago now? They said you're not allowed to change. You have to have real world weather. Now, they also say you're not supposed to, like, I'm not supposed to say, like, you know, happy birthday on frequency, so there's that too. I was doing a flight the other day, out of Los Angeles, and there was center on, and a pilot actually asked the center to do time acceleration, and he said, yeah, sure, go for it. Which I believe is, like, you're allowed to do it if you ask. You just can't do it willy-nilly on your own. Halhan, much respect for staying up till 9:30, my friend. I appreciate it. Only another hour and 15 minutes to go. Then the real action begins. And we're doing 365 right now. That's like really fast in a Cessna. What does ETP mean? Let's see. A320 ETP. Equitime point is basically the point at which it'll take a shorter time to continue the next suitable diversion airfield. What? An equal time point is a point on the ETOPS route segment which is located at the same flying time considering wind and temperature conditions from the two associated suitable en route alternates. I don't have the sound effect, but I need the Homer Simpson. Boring. We did hop down to we went down to 280, and then it was the same exact speed as when I was at 360. And then I realized this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, not Active Sky, and I gave up. So I went back to 360. Also because I went back up because I didn't want to have to explain myself to ATC later when they're saying, you see, you're filed for 360, but you're at 280. There's no way in the sim without actually going down there to know where the winds are, right? Like, there's no, like... It's live weather. Oh, don't do that. Ella, don't hit that button. Yeah, I do agree with Highland. I did like that feature of Active Sky where you could see the winds from, like, you know, ground level all the way up to, like, you know, 60,000 feet. That was very helpful. And I would look in SimBrief. Like, SimBrief will show you the winds also, right? But I don't trust this because I don't think SimBrief I don't think this necessarily is what Microsoft Flight Simulator sees. Level 300, 340, 390. I don't know. Who knows? Don't know. Okie dokie. It's about 20 miles from Bartle. I'll give him a call because, you know, I got nothing else going on right now. I think, where is it? We'll be here at Bartle. I mean, if you get, like, direct Leopard, you can shave off, like, I don't know, 10 mile. It's a little bit more direct because you don't have to go quite follow the coast, but it doesn't save you that much time, but every minute helps, I suppose. I doubt they're going to give it to me, though, because of the traffic. On a normal day, well, on a normal day, there'd be no air traffic control in Jacksonville Center. Ba-doom-tsh. See how busy they are.
Yes, the event is done. It'll be fine.
What happened?
I wish we could all quit when it gets heavy.
Oh, Jacksonville Center's gone. Oh, no.
Better than me flying at 3,000 feet for 20 minutes.
Jacksonville Center, are you on voice?
Oh, we lost Jacksonville Center. F in chat. The event is over. We're turning around. Somebody tell CP we're coming back to Boston. I'm like, why are they talking like just like willy-nilly? And then I see there's no Jacksonville Center on. We lost the bleeps, we lost the creeps, and we lost the sweeps. All right, chat. Here's your prediction time. Will Jacksonville Center come back on, or is the guy just saying forget about it? Jack's stepping away for 5 minutes. In the middle of an event? Like, they're stepping away and then there's disconnecting. ATC 0 at MCO. Savage. Wait, are they all gone? Are they dead? I'm out for a pack of cigs. Too far away to see them on here, so I gotta wait for this to update. Refresh. Oh no. It takes a minute, Savage. This update's like every, I don't know, something. I mean, I can see there's no Jacksonville Center on. Hawks, are you able to control in Jacksonville? I mean, I gotta think the barrier of entry in Jacksonville is, do you have a pulse? Yes, you can control here. Beeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. We need you, Hawks. Oh my God, it's gone.
United 2184 is changing frequency to 122.8.
Oh, the whole event. Approach is gone too. All you've got now is tower.
Traffic.
What? Sir! Who is this guy? You guys at 370 or 360, right? According to Sheed, this is fine. This is altitude really at. Okay, it's 1,000 feet.
Sure is a nice night to fly.
Start issuing instructions, right? My emissary just sent me the Unicom, said good luck.
Jacksonville Center, November 334, Sierra Golf, flight level 430.
Alright, it's not really traffic. That's fine. Well, you guys can all listen to the idiots on Jacksonville Center still talking. Is he coming back?
Someone gonna entertain that one?
Oh my God! When Jacksonville Center goes off, every Orlando event.
Squeakers on the frequency, am I right? Everybody loves the squeaker.
Squeaker.
Oh, I really.
It probably has the most ridiculous call sign.
I really can't believe they signed off. Tell them you're reporting them all. I'm walloping every single one of you. What I should say is, we've got a supervisor coming online.
This one guy flew all the way from England expecting to get, some ATC, and then they got off.
Tell them that Hawk's the supervisor. We got a supervisor from Minneapolis Center coming on.
Are you talking about Speedbird 22 or 27 Tango? Yeah. Ah, that sucks. Damn. You want some? I mean, he'll get a little bit. Oh, no, wait, no. Oh, Orlando approach got off. That sucks. Damn.
I'll give it ya.
I saw Sage was on approach, and now he's gone too?
Well, it's not like the real Jacksonville Center does much better.
Well, I mean, it's just what they get for only having one controller on. I don't know why during these big events they don't have, multiple controllers on. It's ridiculous.
I agree with that guy.
Is Jacksonville offline or just taking a break?
Why did that person sound like the gingerbread character from Shrek?
So I just got VATSIM today, so this is my very first time using it. What are all the events?
Welcome to the rodeo.
All right, these guys are.
This is going for your first flight.
I'm gonna mute them for a second. I want to point out not only, I mean, maybe his computer crashed, okay? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if they don't come back on, I just want to point out the event specifically said to be flying into Orlando between 10 and 11 p.m. It is 9:45. So, something like, yeah. Oh, we got an instant message here. Good luck.
But for the most part, all of this stuff on VATSIM is volunteer.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
That can be online. For the
Muffin
most
Man
part.
who lives
But
on
during
Drury
events,
Lane?
That's only the time that they're guaranteed to be on, except like what happened tonight. But
Well, the events aren't that bad, but there's actually more than
Is
two
this
people
Savage
working
who's
them.
messaging me?
exactly.
I don't know who this is, whoever you are.
handle this kind of volume in Europe pretty easily.
Well, it's like for
Yeah, you should have seen Miami departure. They were not happy with me.
Hey, did Jack
I just
finish
Savage,
or they were
okay.
going offline?
Yeah, they're gone.
Gone for good?
Yeah.
Roger.
There was one dude, he flew from Pensacola practically to Atlanta at 3,000 feet, and he asked for a turn like 5 times. It was very funny to watch.
I mean,
Oh my god.
how's Pilot Edge? Pilot Edge is, I've never used Pilot Edge personally. The good thing about Pilot Edge is it's a paid service. So the good thing is you have you have guaranteed air traffic control. But the thing is with Pilot Edge, number one is they're very unforgiving. They expect a certain level of knowledge, and it is not the network to learn on. And the other issue with Pilot Edge, more so, this is the issue that I have with it. It's just that it only covers the Western United States, nameless. So if you want to fly in the Eastern U.S., there's no ATC. Yeah, it's only West Coast. So if you do a lot of West Coast flying, like if I did more West Coast flying, I would seriously consider paying for it because it's undoubtedly, you know, really, really good and high quality. And I think it's worth the money, but I just don't fly West Coast that much. Right, back to our regular schedule. I really can't believe they're not coming back on. Is someone in the Jacksonville Discord, the Jacksonville RTX Discord? Allahan? There must be a post about this on there.
So are any of you like actually pilots or no?
Is it me out of all people? I'm assuming you're on the. You were like on. You're Mr. Discord.
On me like this, IRL. Same.
You know, one time I was on with Kansas City Center in real life, and Kansas City Center was just like, you know what, we're gonna go get some ice cream, and they just like left, and it was kind of weird, but you know, I get it, I understand. They got too overloaded.
See, I'm only a student pilot, and I'm in Green Bay, so we don't get very much traffic, which is kind of nice, but kind of sucks.
Try Oshkosh.
All right, their conversations
Yeah,
are
just
getting a
that
little.
1 week.
All right, I'm all for listening to things, but some of their conversations are dumb. I'll probably tune back in when I'm bored and want something to listen to. I am very, very, very disappointed. Oh, and now they're completely gone. So now there's not even ground or anything. What a... Again, I want to point this out. And listen, if this is a technical issue and there's something preventing them from going on, fine. I totally get that. And I apologize to take all this back. And it is what it is. But the event specifically says time on target is between 10 and 11 p.m. Eastern time, but Orlando will be set from 8 to 11. This is not a normal thing. No, this is a snafu. So, I don't know what the problem is. If it's a technical issue, I take all this back and I apologize, and they deserve a lot more leeway for this. But this is not the first time we've done an event here in Orlando, in Jacksonville airspace, where they've disappeared and never come back on. There was an event, I wasn't streaming on YouTube, this is back when I was on Twitch, where it was a crossfire between Orlando and Boston, and they held everybody on the ground for like hours. We spent, how many hours did I spend on the ground? Like 4 hours taxiing. And then they just decided to sign off, and that was it. So what? No, I don't think it's server split, Hawks. Miami's still here. I think they just decided to quit. But the event hasn't even started yet. The event is from 10 to 11. It's 9:50. I don't know if they're being trolled. I mean, people are now just, you know, being very vocal. CP jams in chat. We need like a CP. Is it this one? I don't know. CP feels bad. Is CP still on? We turn around and go back to Boston? Did they actually quit? Yes. I mean, at first I thought just Jacksonville Center, like, you know, disconnected, computer crash, whatever. And then now all the controllers are gone from Orlando. Howard, I don't think was on. I didn't see Howard in the list before. I mean, somebody said on frequency, and I agree with them, that you can't have an event like this and have one center controller. And they had a, you know, they had an approach and a delivery and a ground. That was fine. But you can't have one center controller for an event like this. I only thought, yeah, 90 arrivals and one center, correct. My only thought is the event technically is from 10 to 11. So maybe in about like 3-5 minutes, another controller will come online. Facility that do this should have their events privilege suspended if it's found to be intentional. I mean, this is not the first time, Hawks, they've done something like this, where they just decided to peace out. I get it. It's overwhelming. There's people that don't listen. I'm not pretending that this is like the easiest thing in the world, but this is not an impossible event either. There are plenty of other RTX out there that have put on far more demanding events and made it seem far easier. We need CP to investigate this tragedy. Indeed. Cairo, we should storm Area 51 this weekend. Are they still talking on frequency? That's my... Is it still... Let's see. Well, I apologize to all of you guys, because we were supposed to do this flight to go into Orlando. I mean, there's going to be traffic here.
You're still on Jack, Atlanta Center. Jack Center is more fun right now, though.
British people be like, get me a yogurt.
Alhan, isolate and turn into a song. I didn't hear it. No, I don't know. They disconnected right before I got into their airspace. Like literally when I switched over to their airspace,
You're still on Jack.
he had disconnected. So I missed like whatever his last transmission was. Center's control. So, is Boston still on? No, CP's gone anyway. Do I know who the center controller was? Yes, but I don't remember. No, not the name, no. If I saw it, I'd recognize it, but I don't remember who it was. It wasn't Howard. 100% it wasn't Howard. It was another name. CP gone, are we shocked? I understand frustration, but you're working a published event, find a replacement, or suck it up and get it done. Listen, I agree with you. I'm trying to be like, I try not to be like, you know, the pilots are always right and the controllers are always wrong kind of guy. I'm saying there's a pattern here in Jacksonville airspace of terrible controlling. And by terrible, what I mean is asleep at the wheel, dropping the ball, whatever you want to call it. And not only that, Hawks, the event is about to begin in 4 minutes. I mean, they promised coverage in Orlando from 8 to 11. I guess technically speaking, if they brought a controller on in the next 4 minutes for center, I can live with that. It's just I don't know why they just decided to peace out the way they did. It's a little astounding. The suspense is killing me. I have to stay for 4 more minutes. Will there be? We can't do predictions in here, right? There's not. That's not a thing in YouTube. I can create a highlight video. I can add a stream marker. Engage with your audience. Ooh, start a poll. Wait, hang on a second. Will next come back at 10 p.m.
Bro, did you just say Boston Center?
He has to be trolling. He went from Atlanta to Boston.
Fun damn dark star, man.
All right, so
That's
the
where I
poll
should've
is up.
flown today instead of Orlando.
Gonna say no. 3 minutes. I don't know, Hawks. I mean,
Is Miami Center trying to control Orlando?
my only thought is that the guy who was controlling up till now, you know, was doing them a favor by controlling kind of outside the event, and he couldn't do it anymore, so he signed off. But what that doesn't explain is why the ground controllers, like the tower guy and the approach guy, signed off as well. I'd hop on and work ZBW for you if you wasn't getting ready for a midship. No worries, man. It's all good. Not to mention that ZBW doesn't help me. There's already a controller up there. I need someone in Orlando. I'm curious. Are people signing off? Like I wasn't really. I don't know. There's a lot of planes now. I gotta think you're gonna continue the flight if you did the flight already at this point. Like why wouldn't you? You know. Well, we have 330 miles to go till our arrival in Orlando. $9.59. As the Noah thinks I think I know what's going on here. It's dereliction of duty. You are correct, sir. I'm sorry to think your wife. No, she just holds it against me for the next like 3 days. It's far more advantageous to. She doesn't have time to mess with my stupid things that I do on the side. It's just easier to hold it against me. I love that vague underlying resentment. Exactly. All right, we're ending the poll, and 100% saying no. It is now officially 10 o'clock. Do you know who your children are? Let's see. Will Jacksonville Center come on? I'm going to go with no. I mean, if the ground controllers were still on, if like approach was on and tower was on, I could buy that scenario happening. I guess I'm switching back to Unicom because the party's over on gold frequency. But this reeks of something happened to center, and then everybody else decided, forget it, we're not doing it. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Where's the? Let's see here. Jacksonville. What's their? We're gonna get into their Discord here. There's got to be something in the Discord. We're gonna get you. I know Hallahan here is here for the straight drama, so we're gonna get it for you guys. All right. Time on. You know, look at this. How about that? How'd that work out? Let's see. Training roster charts. No. Request staffing. Yes, I'd like some. I'd like some staffing, please. Join our Discord. I will accept the invite. Unable to accept invite. Why doesn't it work? Request staffing. Request staffing. Oh, it's got my name on it, dude. You're gonna be a troll. This is gonna be like full troll mode now. Request staffing. Oh boy. Request your name. I was gonna put Matt Hallahan. It won't let me. Actually, watch this. I wasn't a web developer for nothing. At Hallahan. Hallahan, what's your requester CID? Just kidding, I won't do that. But just proof, by the way, you can edit almost any form to do anything you want. Why can't I accept the invite? Is anyone already part of the Jacksonville Center Discord? It's too many fields to fill out, honestly. I just can't be bothered. All right, I guess the poll was fine. Meanwhile, I'm messing around with Raspberry Pico microcontroller. One step closer to a custom flight sim thingy. Woo! What are you trying to make with that? And can I say that, like, electronics and, like, Raspberry Pis and all those kinds of things, like, my brain was never... I never learned that stuff. My fun application name is Paul Hardcastle. It's obviously a movie reference or TV. What's the... I don't know what the name is. I don't get the reference, though, Hawks. Sorry, I failed you. I'm really astounded by this. Oh, it just sounds funny? Oh, I thought that was like the name of a character from, like, you know, I don't know, some late 90s movie. Okay, well, that one I do. That one, Hallahan, I do understand. I get that reference. Ugh. The only thing that would make this better is if I can order Del Taco right now. I need a bath. Does it need a bath here? Come on, guys. I need a bath real bad. Let's see. Uber Eats. Should have done this about an hour ago. Del Taco. Oops. Hey, Del Taco. Oh, it's Taco Bell. Never mind. I really thought it was Del Taco for a second. Uber Eats on the EFB. I'd go for some Mexican food. Is it one word or two words? There is a Del Taco on here, but I don't think they deliver to me. Taco Bell, Chipotle. No. I can order El Pocho here. Let me try the other app. Try DoorDash. Del Taco. Taco Bell. Try with a space. I never remember if it's with a space or without. Denied, guys. No Del Taco tonight. Just trying to join their Discord, but you need a link to the VAT USA account. Amanda Hugging Kiss, yeah. That's the Amanda Hugging Kiss is the classic one. That's like the OG Simpsons reference there. Come on, guys. I need Amanda Hugging Kiss. Maybe you should look in the mirror. Uh-oh. Oh. I make the Lufthansa. Wait, what was that? Did you see that? Deleted user invited you to join. Deleted user invited you to join. So whatever link they created doesn't work. And I want to get in the... Find their forum. All right. Where is it? Facilities, events calendar. Hey, there's me. Anyway. Links. I don't think they have a forum. Worked on my phone. Get good. What? How? I'm a tech god. Ask Noah for the manager. All right, Noah. Can you send me an invite? Doesn't work. Oh, deleted user won't let me in. I just got joined. What? Also, there's no... Oh, no, there's no forum here. I just hit join. Yeah, I did that too. This one? Don't work. Is there another link that I'm not seeing? Oh, I was really zoomed in. Training, membership, charts. Wait, if you go to the announcements, oh, I was hoping the announcements would lead you to something. Oh, that's pretty useless. Oh, this is really disappointing. No, I tried that already. Let me open that in the new tab here. Hold on a second. Nope, deleted user. Oh, it's working. I got it. Okay, I know the problem. Blah, blah, blah. Terms of service. Sure, complete. Mm-hmm. I agree. Submit. Okay. If you are new, no. You still have to get like permission or whatnot. Oop. Nope. Leave the channel. How do I get out of this channel? Okay. Whew. That was close. Two events. Wait, can I go to the event? Why can't I comment? How do you troll properly? I'm in the thing, but I think I need to, what is it? Rules, blah, 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 welcome. If you're a new controller or pilot, you need to visit, request your permissions, and type give roles. Oh, okay, I can do that. Okay, request your permission, give roles. Didn't do anything. Delete my message then. Delete message. Oh yes, I got it now. Okay. Your Discord account is not linked to your VAT USA, or you're not in the VAT USA database. Ugh, now I know what Hallahan was talking about. Oh, Hallahan. Thank you guys. Hold on. Authorize. This is actually a lot easier than it looks. Okay, I've linked my account now. Your roles. Oh, that's Hallahan. Damn it. Give roles. What? Alan, stop clicking on my name. Every time I do it, it's the same thing. Log in. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've read the policy. Yes, I'm very familiar with the policy. Thank you. Okay, cool. Link accounts. Authorize. Okay, we're linked now. Here we go. Give roles. Yes, it worked. Great success. Yeah, why is everything a voice channel? I don't understand. Where do you go to get the dirt on this place? Yeah, everything's a voice channel. Should we just join the Jesus JetBlue channel? Let's go to events announcements, Alahan, and go in there like, yo, I announced that there's no event. Oh, somebody's got the wrong name in here. Guest services. I really can't believe. I am really... Hey, Tubes. Tubes, you missed the drama. Savage raid or something. Okay. You Tubes. Oh, missed opportunity there. Tubes, you got to change your name. I think Savage is right. Hello, C. Patel. Good to see you. I got the drama over on Savage's stream. Okay. Yeah. So did you get in, Savage? Or were you also in the air? Because I know you mentioned something about Miami Center telling you to good luck. I really can't believe that they did this again. We were at one point I went to the Jacksonville RTX website to request staffing. Unicom was surprisingly effective into Orlando. Again, I mean, I'm on there now. Spacing with type of house really good. That's good. I feel like for a fly-in event, it's a lot easier to manage than a fly-out event. Especially since theoretically you were spaced already correctly, so. Man, what a... Man. Well, they're down to 44 arrivals in Orlando, because I'm sure a lot of people punked out and are like, nope. It's just incredible that they can do this. We should cut everyone off in protest. Minus 210, then vacated Echo on 3-6 left. Wasn't having around. Full brakes. Straight to maintenance. I only wish I had been in your position, Savage. Like if I could have been at like, 10,000 feet or something when they signed off and the anarchy begins. That's the fun. That's when it really gets good. I unfortunately was still in DC airspace when it happened. I just can't believe that they set up an event. Specifically, they want you there between 10 and 11 p.m. and they sign off en masse at 9:45. If they weren't properly staffed, this should not have been a surprise today, like now, unless there were just no-shows or something. Unfortunately, the Discord is not very helpful. Can I go to the events announcement? Oh, there, no. So on January 3rd, good afternoon, Jacksonville controllers. We're looking for a few more controllers to help with our Orlando fly-in event on Thursday. Specifically, we're looking for 1 to 2 centers, 1 to 2 approach, 1 to 2 CAB. I don't think it worked. There's an Orlando Saturday Night Op event on January 21st. I don't think that one's going to go very well. I was about to enter a hold at Chive, and Miami told me to get Miami was very nice. That's the only thing. I think there would have been a good chance for holds on this event, so I'm kind of happy about that. But this is some incredible realism. Virtual Jax isn't staff, just like IRL Jax. Well, the real trolling, if you really want to troll them, can't you post a comment on the event? Isn't there a way to comment on this? I've seen comments before on these things. Oh wait, I'm already logged. No. Log in. Let's see. Must accept terms. I agree. Absolutely. 100%. Actions. Reply. What's the most passive-aggressive thing we can write on the comment here? Great event. My favorite part was when the controller signed off before it began. I just look like a jerk. Even though they're the jerks, but whatever. Yeah, what if someone... That's true. All right, you all heard my comment. You all read my comment. That's all that matters. Great event. Pilots nailed the spacing after you logged off. No, after you logged off before the event began. You gotta emphasize that they never actually started the event. Otherwise, it just sounds like the event actually was good. We did predict it. It's true. I mean, I really thought at worst they would like sign off a little early, like 10:45 or something like that, right? So we'd be coming in like okay, whatever. But man, MCO ground is on. Great success. All right, we got somebody on. All right, maybe they're coming on. Bless them. We're saved. Good news, everyone. I got to do my best Professor, what's his name from Futurama. Good news, everyone. We can taxi for the last 37 seconds of the stream. What's the one guy who controls there? Oh, he was on before. Sage. He was the approach controller. So everybody in the shed, call him out. It's the sensible thing to do. Tough love around here. It's an ad. Promise.
Yes, I see. Good news, everyone!
Well, we at least have ground on. So tech, I don't know, was the poll now right or wrong? I'm not sure. I can't wait to explain this to my wife, and then she's gonna be like, I don't care. You were playing video games instead of spending time with me. Called out. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta go see this. Let's see here. The shed. Which channel was it? It should have been on ATC discussion, maybe? Oh. Online flying? Yep. Oh. No, I found it. Excuse me. Grand may have at least helped me not nearly T-bone a United. Oh, well, there you go. We've got Fort Myers approach and tower on. Okay. Oh, we're approaching top of descent. Slow down. Good news, everyone. Something's happening. Something to do. Yes. My I don't know. It's very easy to do the Bane voice more than the Professor. What's his name? Okay, well, we're going down to 5,000 feet. Yeah. By the way, Savage, did CP come in your stream and complain that you're not flying into Boston? He hasn't done this, but he was controlling earlier, so he usually does that. See you in your next stream in 2024. You're leaving now? Something's about to happen. Yeah, he didn't come in here either, Savage. So, it's not you. But usually, if you're flying online during a stream and you don't grace the Boston airspace, he usually comes in and complains that you didn't fly out of a perfectly good airspace. All right. Starting, oops, that's not bad. Starting our descent. Once through the destination data. Look, things to do, guys. Exciting. Let's see here. 30-20. Altimeter. No, we already did altimeter. Temperature 19 degrees. Ridiculously hot in Orlando for friggin' January. 280 at 6. Bam. Meanwhile, he's controlling Idaho. Facts. The man loves Salt Lake City. He really does. Very clear night tonight. Well, we do have ground on. At least somebody got the memo about this. And can I hear ground? I'd love to hear people ripping into this. He's not gonna rip in. People are gonna be like, you know, hell happened to the event. 1218. Let's see. 121. I think I'm way too far to hear ground. But dumber things have happened. I wish there was a way in VATSIM you could listen to a frequency without actually being there. Like live ATC kind of style. Why would he even sign on after that? You can just imagine that he just like was like, ooh, I'm here for the event, and like has no idea what happened, just, you know, doing his part. What? 1218, right? Nothing. I know I'm too far away to hear ground, so. Oh, well. Do any controllers ever stream? Some do, yeah, not a lot, but on Twitch there's a fair amount that do stream. Crafty Aviation on Twitch, the Better CP. Now, granted, they stream very infrequently. Like, Better CP streams like once every 7 months, and then promises us for the other 3 months that he's coming with the stream soon. But there are some that do. There used to be this one guy who used to stream Boston Center all the time. But then he had to have ass surgery, and we never heard back from that guy. Jersey Aviator, yeah, that's true. And actually, Joe's been more active lately. He disappeared for a while, too, and then he's been, I mean, fairly active, you know, like once a week kind of thing. But Jersey Aviator, man, you want to see a guy who can absolutely crush it. I mean, he handles one of the busiest airspaces with ease. Does he mostly stream? I've seen him on Twitch, but does he mostly do it on TikTok? I mean, I know he streams or does post videos on there, but I wasn't aware that he does more streams on TikTok than he does on Twitch. Yeah, both places. Yep. Yeah, Better CP, Crafty. Hawks. To be perfectly honest with you, Hawks, though, I haven't seen, maybe I just missed it, but Hawks does control. He can control Boston Approach, Chicago Approach, and Minneapolis Center. He's been known to stream. Nomad Aviator, actually, he's He usually does one a week. He controls Toronto Center. He's been. Yeah, we do miss that Hawks guy. It's a shame. Did you hear Savage? Statistically speaking, Hawks will probably be dead in 2 years. You haven't done it in a while due to his work schedule. I'm not calling you out, Hawks, because I'm not one to talk. My stream schedule went from like, oh yeah, we'll do a lot, to like, yeah. I thought, Savage, when you told me that Orlando was ATC 0, I thought maybe just like Jacksonville Center only and, you know, just a little technical issue. But, man, I'm really disappointed. I mean, that's the best. I'm not really angry. I'm just disappointed. I sound like such a dad. But, like, it's just, it is astounding that they can drop the ball this badly. Truly, like, awful. I don't know how many times I can say they wanted the traffic from 10 to 11 p.m. and no one is here except for ground from 10 to 11 p.m. Unless this was actually, wait a minute, hold the phone. This could be a master plan by Tubes. Let's not forget, what is Tubes' favorite kind of YouTube live stream for Flight Sim? Taxiing. Who is the only controller on right now for Orlando? Ground. Coincidence? Hoping to get a few more people certified soon. Do you mean IRL or like in VATSIM? Because, you know, for us nerds, Hawks, it's all about what's happening on VATSIM, not the real world. But I suspect you mean the real world. All right, so now we're descending. Who's around us? How much traffic are we can contend with here? So there was a plane that was near me earlier. He's gone. These guys are all leaving. All right, so this guy, Walker 1, 1118, he's going to be a problem. I think he and I are going to be close. This guy's way too close. Not a problem. This guy should beat us all in. This guy's going to Tampa. I think this guy's... all right, there could be a couple of airplanes. It's so depressing that I'm too old to be ATC IRL. Would you really want that job? That's a lot of work, dude. Oh, you wouldn't want that job. It's just, on principle, it's depressing. Oh, I'm aging out? Yeah. It's like, you know what it was for me, Savage? When I realized when I got turned like 25, 26 years old, somewhere around then, I realized that I would, even if somehow I woke up one morning and could be the best damn baseball player on earth, I'm too old to be a prospect. I'm like, I'm past the point that I could play like as a, you know what I mean? Like you just, there's no chance that I would be recruited to play Major League Baseball at this point. That for me was the wake-up call that, oh God, I'm old. Still have 11 years to be an NFL quarterback, though. There you go. I mean, if you're left-handed, Savage, you could be a pretty effective relief pitcher in the majors for, you know, until like 42. You gotta be left-handed though. Like those righties don't usually go that long because they're a dime a dozen. Well, Noah went to bed, so we're turning that off. I could try going stranger status. A stranger, I don't know what that means. Oh, got it. Never mind. Sorry. I didn't realize that it was a Richard reference. Should have known. I've never heard that before. Now I understand what you mean now, but I don't think I've ever heard it referred to that way. waiting for Hallahan to have a in-depth story here at how he and his lady friend and the stranger mixed it up in West Palm Beach on a cool December evening. The stranger is you sit on it for a bit till it goes numb. All right, I've not heard that one before. Oh, that's the acquaintance. Ah. You see, these are the things you'll learn when there's no air traffic control. I wouldn't have time for this kind of conversation otherwise. Oh my God, are we there yet? 100 miles to go. Great. Oh my God. Still can't hear. I mean, 100 miles out, I'm not hearing Orlando ground. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that. Wait, is Hawks talking about the pickle tickle now, or is he talking about like the other conversation we had? Can hear anything there? Ugh. I gotta tell you guys, if this were offline, like if I wasn't streaming this, I would have Alt F4'd a while ago now. I've been like, forget it. It's not even worth it. Oof. It's just, man, oh man. So if you're just joining us, welcome. The event for this evening has evidently been canceled, unbeknownst to anybody, because they just the controllers that were online just left. So there's no one. So there's no controller. There's a ground controller on. As you can see, I'm really into it right now, and it's very disappointing. There were controllers on, and then they all rage quit about 45 minutes ago. Now, I thought in my mind we were going to be landing like now. So we're getting there a lot later than I thought. And unfortunately, they're landing 3 6s. Right? That's still the case. Yes. So we got to around the airport. I mean, we're close. These two guys are way too close. Is it really raining outside? Well,
this is going great.
Played that a while ago. Southwest guy's not a problem. He'll beat me in here. I don't know. We'll see. I owe VATSIM for getting me interested in the career field. Hey, that's pretty cool, man. I didn't realize that you started VATSIM first, Hawks, and then went to real world ATC. I always assumed it was the other way around. Like you were real world, got into flight sim, and then we're like, oh, there's VATSIM. I can do that because I do that real world. Kind of like what Nomad Aviator did. Because Nomad got into flight sim, was already a air traffic controller, and then was like, oh, I guess I'll control. That's pretty cool. Started in 2001. Wow. That means you predate Sheed? Sheed was like, what, 16 years, I think? That would be, my math is right. You should be, it's more than, or goes back further than he did. Although they did a different, my understanding of his story is they went to they were on a different network, right? And then they being Evan and Sheed, and then whatever group they were in merged or something with VATSIM. It's kind of like the AFL and the NFL. I don't really know what happened there. I just know at some point they merged together, like the ABA and the NBA. Like it was a different thing. Weren't they just like FSX multiplayer? I always assumed that. I thought the story went something along the lines of like they were like it was a separate voice server. It wasn't FSX multiplayer per se. I think it was like what's that network? It was like it wasn't GameStop, but it was like Game something. It was basically VoIP, and they would simulate it. Maybe they were using FSX multiplayer to see each other, but I don't know. I met Sheed when I first visited ZWA in 2015. Nice. Excuse me. And then I thought the story went something, they were in this other group, and then that other group merged with either VATSIM or another group to form VATSIM or to join VATSIM or something like that. I don't know. You know, if Sheed was actually in the stream, I mean, he is in the stream. He's just not commenting here. He could, you know, fill us in, but he's watching the stream and then commenting on Discord. So I don't know. You can ask him the question here, and then he'll post on Discord the answer. Yeah, BVA. Okay, maybe that makes sense then. Then he joined. That was the other group that joined. I kind of paid attention to some of the stories he would repeat ad nauseum every single stream. Fox, what's the replay? I know you've told me this about 8 times. What is the replay mod that you recommend that's good? I don't know if it's payware or freeware. I don't care. I'll get whichever one. I keep remembering to do it, and then I keep forgetting to actually download it. And since I'm literally sitting here doing nothing right now, I may as well get it. Because I do miss having replay mode. It seems like whatever that product is seems to work pretty well. Just gonna check if there's any traffic controllers on. There's not. Fort Lauderdale Tower's on though, and ground. I like there's better control in Miami Center's airspace, which is than Orlando, and Orlando's usually, or Jacksonville's way better. All right, let's see here. Visual approach to runways 3-5 right and 3-6 left in use. 3-5 right. Do I have that in there? Yes, I do. Flight control replay. This is the one.
Orlando, Stanford, traffic, 629.
The Grand Theft Auto 5 font.
Orlando, Stanford.
Pretty terrible. That's payware. Is it the best? I mean, if it's the best, I want it. Best of the best of the best, sir. Altimeter 2, no, 3020. There's another product called Flight Recorder, and that's free. FCR seems better. All right. I'll throw money at the problem. How do you download? Buy now. Oh, SIM market. Like. Sweet. I will. Yes. $20. Okie dokie. Add to cart. Yeah, no, I know a lot of streamers have it, and I'm like, I just want it because there's a lot of replays I want to look at. It is really helpful to have replay in general, just to be able to see, be able to evaluate your own landing. There's a lot of, I think there's absolute truth to that. Continue. Okay, we're not showing that. Hold on. You're back. Confirm order. See. God, I gotta code to my phone. Your link verification.
Orlando traffic, Whopper 1118 at 2 will attend to the branch 4, down to 5,000 for 135 right.
Processing. And check out. Good. Okay. Bring back the game. Alright, it is purchased. Now, of course, Hawks, I have to actually remember to download it. You can also save your whole flight, and if you use CDD, you can load the backup and pick up where you left off. Wow. I don't know that I really need... I mean, it is cool to have that. I just, oh, there's an airplane down there. I just want to be able to watch my landings. That's all. All right, where are we here on the, okay. The walker guy, I think, is going to be the biggest issue, because the walker guy is coming in. We're going to converge right around here. The transition is significantly louder than your stream volume. Shoot myself.
Business.
Perfect. I actually don't know how to change that. I'm aware of that issue. I don't... Like, I can change the stinger, but there's no, like, properties. There's no volume for it. So... Yeah, cool feature. Absolutely. Alright, so this other dude should be on my right. I think he's too far away to see. This is Sanford. Sorry, I'm slowly dying. I'm getting over respiratory infection. I have a lingering cough. Very lingering. Sage replied that he rage quit. Yeah, but he also like had a laugh emoji. Is that? Do you think he? You think he's just like messing with us? I mean, I think it's true. I think there's obviously truth to it, but I'd love to hear more of the story.
Orlando, Sanford traffic, Elysium 629, short final to some right.
I'll reply. There you go. My guess, I'm gonna get. I hate to blame the center controller. My guess is the center controller either rage quit or something happened to the center controller, and thus the rest of them were like, "Well, I'm not dealing with this," and decided to quit. It would seem to me if you're an approach controller without a center above you, like the workload is still the same. I mean, I get that theoretically the spacing may be crap and people are going to be coming in on top of each other and whatnot, but I don't know. I feel like, well, maybe not. I don't know. It still seems like the hardest working people on an event would be the center controller because they obviously deal with so much, fly-in traffic and people come from a Unicom who don't have any spacing and basically you gotta sequence everybody. The approach controller still has to get them there is a fair amount of work because in a lot, especially in Boston, I've seen this where people aren't paying attention, they're not flying the right transition. In Orlando, there's less of the transitions aren't nearly as complicated as Boston, but you get it. When we get to right on the down, when we get to Sunday or so, I'll make a call out. There's no point in doing one right now. I don't think I can see that other guy yet. The Walker guy. Well, 10:45. I'm gonna go on the record, guys. I don't think the event's gonna happen. 10,000 feet. Landing lights coming on.
Orlando traffic, Walker 1118, 6 miles from Bryce on the Grinch 3 at 5,000. Landing ILS 35 right.
All right, he's doing 35 right, so we are...
Orlando traffic, channel
that's
November
same as
16 and Papa, landing up runway 36 left.
Good evening, Orlando traffic. JetBlue 495. We are on the Seinfeld 2 arrival, 10,000 feet, approaching the Voss waypoint, and we're expecting ILS 35 right. Now, of course, we all just said our call outs, but nobody's really paying attention to what that all means. Where is this guy? Oh, he's coming on the other side. All right, so I'm going on this side, and he's going on that side. Okay, so we're fine. Plus, he's way ahead of me. I thought he was coming to my side. What did he file? Oh, Grinch 4, that's why. Okay. So he's not going to be he'll get in before I will. And there's no one else. No, this would have been the only problem, but he's way out. And the guy's coming in from the coast. This guy's way too far away. So there will be no traffic around us, I don't think.
Orlando traffic challenger, November 16, area Papa departing runway 36, left on the 503 departure, RNAV Coyote.
All right, so Sage responded. I said, what happened? 90 arrivals, 1 center, and 1 approach. Okay. Somebody's got to. I'm not doing it, but somebody should write back. Sheed could have done it. CP could have done it. That's an insult right there. Oh well. Hawks could have done it. Yeah. Even Hawks. Even Hawks. And can we, while we're complaining about Orlando, can somebody please create a scenery mod for Orlando so we can get Terminal C? Is that a lot to ask? I am shocked that no one's created one yet, even a terrible one. MCO Con Chili's, indeed. Indeed. One. Some of the sounds back up a little bit. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 495. We're on the downwind 4 runway 35 right. We are approaching the Sunday waypoint now. 7,000 feet, Orlando. And I only wish Hallahan was still awake to hear my Unicom callouts. He loves Unicom callouts.
Orlando traffic, Walker 1118, turning left base direct Surrey to the ILS 35 right.
All right, so the Walker guy is, that's him right there. So our spacing will be fine.
Orlando traffic, Southwest 1846 is clear, runway 35 right, taxiing the terminal via Juliet Kilo. Will hold short of 17 right for traffic. Orlando.
Walker should have flown the RNAV 36 left from that side. Correct. I'm sure, like me, he didn't want to do that. I mean, I would rather do... I mean, hell, I should switch to ILS 36 right, because I don't want to taxi for an hour. But here I am. Still could do that. Honestly, I don't know, Savage, that it's from an operational standpoint, like IRL in Orlando, that's necessarily a no-no. I don't know. Because there is a flow that comes from the west side of the field. Good question, though. I mean, it would have been a faster flight for him if he did RNAV 36 left, because he would have been closer to it. But all right. Let us continue our descent down. We need to get down to a little over 3,000 feet, so we will continue the descent down.
Any traffic for runway 35 left. Orlando traffic, Southwest 1846, crossing 35 left on Kilo, Orlando.
Trying to decide when I want to make my turn. I'm low enough that I can make the turn.
Traffic, Southwest 1846, clear of all runways. Good night, Orlando.
Let's turn base now. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 495 turning base for runway 35 right, 4,000 feet, Orlando.
Orlando traffic, Walker 1118, 3,000 feet at Fesha, 6 mile final, runway 35 right.
Speed's fine. I mean, I want to slow down. I'll probably bring it down to about 190, and then right when we hit the localizer, and then we can switch it to manage the speed at that point. I really am thinking about making a snarky comment on frequency. Not that it matters, because there's about 3 people on frequency. Oh. Orlando's gone. So the ground controller came on for what? Half an hour? I'm gonna go back to what Savage said it or Hawk said it. Why did he come on? Doesn't make any sense. Ugh. Great event tonight. Approach.
Orlando traffic, Walker 1118, 4 mile final, 35 right.
Orlando traffic, JetBlue 495 turning final for runway 35 right. We're on 10 mile final, Orlando. Yeah, someone else mentioned Fabio streaming. Did you see the video, Savage? The preview video earlier today? It's very underwhelming. It's quite the localizer turn for me. Nailed it. All right, let's see your performance. Good, we're already on approach mode. We give the speed back to the airplane. Lights are on. That's all good. Great, wonderful. Yeah, it's very alpha. And even, here's my I know you asked for my takeaway, so here's my takeaway. My takeaway of it is it's very alpha. When it goes on sale next week, you're getting an airplane that can, you know, a model that can take off and, you know, that can fly and do stuff, but it's not going to, it's going to be very, very basic. It's going to be a while before it is somewhat full featured, and even at its best, I think they're aiming for what I would not nearly as high fidelity as some other aircraft out there. So it's not quite the savior we were all hoping for. Ops 2. But as you know, when it goes on sale, people will still buy it and fly it on VATSIM, thinking that it is a, you know, ready to go product. But I thought the developers were really good about it. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 495 on short final runway 35 right, Orlando. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I apologize for the lackluster, anticlimactic end to the flight. I'm pretty upset. Not upset. I'm just very disappointed in how this went, because it seemed like a
Orlando traffic, Walker 1118,
probably should never have
35 right.
Is it clear? Was that what you said? So, all right, because we need to go to the airside 1. I'm going to purposely taxi down the runway to the end. What time are we landing? In all honesty, I think had they been online, they would have signed off by now. So, at 55, we have been like 1,000 feet stabilized, misapproach altitude stuff. Since Sheet is watching silently, I will take control of the aircraft to impress him.
500.
Orlando traffic, Southwest 1733, 10-mile final, runway 35 right. Orlando traffic.
Getting pushed a little to the right here. Gonna readjust.
100 above.
And we're really getting pushed to the side. All right, we got it now.
Minimum.
Landing.
100.
Wind is real.
50. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Well, that landing kind of matched up with the whole event in general. Let's skip this one and take the next one. Not a great landing. I'll take this one. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 495, clear, runway 35 right. Taxiing to airside 1, Orlando.
Orlando traffic, Southwest 1733, short final, runway 35 right. Orlando traffic.
Roll going here. I believe that it's this turn here. Oh, crap. All right, this is the end of the flight, guys. I missed my turn. All right, that's the end of the flight. Thanks for flying here, guys. Appreciate it. Mow the lawn.
Orlando traffic, Southwest 1013, entering the 10-mile final, 35 right, Orlando.
Hey. Now I'll mow the lawn. No! No! Come on! You did it, chat. Okay, everything's fine. I don't know what we ran into that we couldn't get past that other thing, but everything's fine. I just want to know that one guy
Orlando traffic,
landing was
Southwest
thinking.
1013, 5-mile final, 35 right, Orlando.
Orlando traffic, Southwest 1733 is now clear 35 right.
We really should have landed on 36 left. This is the lesson to be learned here. Down. I feel better about taking the leap now. Thanks for that. You're very welcome. No flow? No. flow seemed like that's that weird like dial thing, right? It seems like the benefits of it are outweighed by the fact that it just simply costs money, and I don't know. I don't know that like it really saves me that much or does much for me. Orlando traffic, JetBlue 495. We're crossing 35 left on Kilo, Orlando. Oh, there's a free version? All right, then now I'm just gonna blame laziness. If the free version doesn't add much, yeah, it's like, I don't know. Seems like an add-on for the sake of an add-on. I don't know that it really like, I like some of the ideas and I appreciate what they're doing. This is not me crapping on their product. I think it's a interesting idea. And I think that the current, especially, I just don't use these menus at all. And I'm really not that desperate for METAR. And I don't use GSX, because GSX is terrible. So it seems like it's lost on me the real purpose of it. I think if you use GSX, in which case then you're going to need access to the menus a lot faster. I think there's a use case for it. I saw it came out, I was like, oh, okay. And then I just didn't really think about it ever again. So I think that's just me. I don't think this is I don't think it's really a reflection on the product itself. Like GSX as an example, I think is a hot piece of trash, and I don't know why people give it so much leeway for how bad it is in terms of, you know, being problematic. Flow Pro has some interesting things for Twitch streamers, but I'm not sure it's worth the cost. I wasn't aware of any of the things, but that's interesting. Just not, don't love it. I didn't even see what our landing rate was. Twitch integration for content creators, like, oh, ATC bot chat overlay. Yeah, I don't use an overlay, so. ATC bot widget sends real-time data to your Twitch chat via communities. I'm gonna guess, is it just Twitch or is it like YouTube? And like, could you use it for anything, like TikTok or YouTube, or is it just Twitch? Because obviously, in that case, then it has even less value for me personally. But I can see the, you know, why some people might like it. Ah, this is late. Okay. We're driving to Airside 1. So we landed on 35 right, which is all the way on the east side of the field, and I got to go to Airside 1.
And Orlando traffic south of 1013.
So we're almost there.
35 right. Gonna be taxiing Airside 2. Orlando.
No ATC on. Jacksonville approach is on. There's Airside 1. I mean, technically, it really doesn't matter because JetBlue doesn't even go to Airside 1 anymore. They're at the Charlie gates, but since there are no Charlie gates in this game, I guess I'll go for the next gates that they used to go to. I really should have Alt F4'd when I missed my turn initially, but, you know, whatever. We've wasted all this time. What's another 5-10 minutes here? We have APUs on, right? Oh, forgot to turn that on. Oh, all right, well, this has turned me off from VATSIM events for a while now. What is Terminal C? It is way down there. It doesn't exist right now in the sim. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. I really thought they would sign back on or somebody would come salvage the event, and the fact that nobody salvaged the event was really disappointing to me. I expected more. I really didn't think it was that much to ask. Take this gate right here. I think I always end up at gate 7. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for hanging out. It was fun. We had a good talk. Just unfortunately the last hour of it was anticlimactic, unfortunately. So right, well, that will do it for me today. Thank you so much for joining us here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Sorry about the lack of air traffic control and the point of this entire stream, but have a good night. Savage, thank you for the raid. And by raid, you browbeating your viewers into switching web browser tabs. Appreciate that. I don't know what my next stream will be, but suffice to say, it'll be one in which I can guarantee you there will be air traffic control provided. Till then, guys, have a great night. See you guys. Bye-bye.